Frank Yankovic made polka huge, not just here in Cleveland, but everywhere. He made it a national phenomenon.
People get really excited when we play the Yankovic songs.
How many of y'all have heard of a guy named Frank Yankovic?
I mean, Frankie Yankovic definitely brought polka to the masses.
Frankie Yankovic is like the Jimi Hendrix of polka music.
I mean, basically, if you look at it, folk music had Dylan, rock and roll had Elvis, polka music has Frank Yankovic.
Frankie Yankovic was born July 28, 1915, and this year marks what would have been his 100th birthday. Born to Slovenian immigrants, Yankovic was raised in Ohio's South Euclid and became one of the largest icons of polka music in the United States.
I think a lot of people were attracted to Yankovic because he had this big, larger-than-life personality.
Especially here in Cleveland, he's still making an impact to this day.
Yankovic made polka accessible to a whole generation of people.
A Grammy winner, Frankie Yankovic released over 200 recordings in his career, two of his most celebrated recordings being the platinum-selling Just Because in 1947 and the Blue Skirt Waltz in 1949. Such hits served to make Frank Yankovic a household name while turning Cleveland-style polka music into a national phenomenon.
That's the Blue Skirt Waltz.
It's pretty cool to see some of the people really getting into the music.
Everybody knows that song Just Because.
Drew people to it and drew people to polka music.
I guess people like Just Because and Hoopty Doo and all those songs because they're funny and they're upbeat and happy.
Yankovic made the polka top 40 hits, you know. He made it on jukeboxes all around the country. No one's ever done that with polka before, and no one's done it since.
People are still going nuts over him.
Any polka band that's worth being a polka band plays his music because that's what the people want to hear.
Start playing the songs and some people go crazy.
100 years after his birth, Frankie Yankovic's influence over polka music remains. Bands both new and old continue to walk in the footsteps and carry on the tradition of the true polka king, Frank Yankovic.
It means a lot to Cleveland people that we keep the polka music going on this many years after.
It's decades later, and bands like us, we're still playing his music. All the bands out there are still playing Yankovic.
Frank Yankovic is probably one of the biggest stars Cleveland's ever had.
Frank Yankovic is huge. He means a ton to everybody in Cleveland.
Forget LeBron James. Frank Yankovic is Cleveland's biggest hero.
Yankovic made Cleveland polka town.
He is the king.
Yankovic paved the road for us and for other bands like us out there playing polka today.